Hello, my name is Marlene and now I will do an evidence-based presentation. The company that I've chosen is Tesla. Tesla is an American multinational automotive and clean energy company headquartered in Austin, Texas. Tesla designs and produces electric vehicles, battery energy storage from home to grid scale, solar panels and solar rooftops and related products and services. The problems of Tesla is that Tesla's HR department and managers ignore the obscene and misogynistic music playing loudly at a company worksite in Nevada. Tesla violated Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, where it allowed a working environment that is sexually hostile. The employee complained repeatedly about the statement's actions and abusive music to the HR personnel, but it failed to take adequate action. The employee was subjected to sexual remarks, stalking, and unwanted and offensive touching. The HRM practices that I chosen is HR development. In this study, managers mostly exploited their staff members' professional growth as a tool to solve their own problems or carry out their own goals. They use professional development on an as-needed basis when dealing with organizational problems they felt most responsible for. Human resource development is thought to play a part in assisting businesses in achieving their social, environmental, and financial objectives. The two major traditions from which HR development has arisen are the functionalist approach that places an emphasis on performance and the human learning and development tradition. HR development was depicted into three primary parts, which are training and development, career development, and organization development. Coaching was a part of training and development in addition to classroom instruction. Organization development was described as the strategy to deal with issues of organizational structure and change. And career development was described as the strategy to prepare workers for future positions and responsibilities. So why is it relevant? Within the subject of HRD, coaching is a practice, role, and workplace behavior that holds great promise for fostering growth, learning, development, and change in individuals, groups, or teams and organizations. HRD practitioners can influence employee engagement levels in a variety of organizational situations by designing work positions where staff members can put their knowledge and abilities to productive activities set within a social context. Our organizational transformation initiatives should aim to increase employee engagement through learning and development, thereby starting a positive engagement loop. Lastly, employee training will help employees to gain more knowledge about the workplace and enhancing their skills to improve performance. Besides that, by learning knowledge in the workplace, they will be able to understand what they should do and what they should not do in the workplace, including discrimination, bullying, sexism, and more. For recommendations, firstly is coaching. The company can organize a coaching program for all departments. Second, employee training. For new employees, Tesla could organize an orientation for them as a first training. Third, hire and promote, ensuring that the job requirements is not too high that they exclude women. Evaluate work tasks. Higher-ups should critically evaluate employees' work tasks time to time. And lastly, women on boards. Having women on boards might draw attention to the elephant in the room. Next, how to implement it. The company should first fire the employees that has discrimination behavior, sexism, and bullying to avoid them to further influence the environment of the workplace. The company could organize a coaching program for all departments. By coaching them, it is helping them to learn rather than teaching or telling them. Moreover, it could give them more responsibility for their actions and commitment. Many new employees undergo an orientation process during their first few days as a company to learn critical information about their job position. For the orientation, it should also emphasize the business benefits of gender equality, including the talent imperative, connection with and access to customers, diversity of ideas and supplier diversity. Where there is gender diversity among senior leadership, companies outperform their competitors. Furthermore, ensure that the minimal job qualifications are not so stringent that they exclude women just because this group was previously denied opportunities in leadership. This does not imply decreasing standards but rather more realistically appraising them. Critically evaluate the organization's work assignment systems to ensure that the work is being distributed fairly and equitably and not based on personal relationships. Lastly, having women on boards might also draw attention to the elephant in many firms' rooms. Power, regardless of gender, makes it easier to speak up. Conclusion is that, in my opinion, I think that Tesla should adopt the practice. Human resource development is supposed to aid firms in meeting their social, environmental, and financial goals. HR development practice could be used to coach and train employees and increasing the image of the organizations. And that is all for my presentation. This is the reference list.